What's up, folks? Chef Jesse here. How are you? Look at my apron. You like this brand new Chinese food? Why? Because we're having Chinese food today. That's why. Why wouldn't I be dressed up like this if we weren't having Chinese food? Okay, no offense to anybody. Asian food, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, folks, today we're going to be making Mongolian beef. Okay, very simple. I'm going to be making some Mongolian beef with white rice. As a matter of fact, the white rice right now is already done, halfway done, almost done. And I'm going to be starting to make the. I'm going to start making the Mongolian beef. The Mongolian beef is, if you ever go to P.F. Chang, you'll get a good Mongolian beef there, and I guess other places you get Mongolian beef. I've done Mongolian beef once or twice before. I used it in a slow cooker. I put the beef in there and I cooked it all day and all that other stuff. And it came out good. But this is a new recipe that I got. It's supposed to be the recipe similar to what P.F. Chang, which is a chain of Chinese restaurants, make. So I like to try different recipes. So, and I'm using a different cut of beef. Last time I've used out of what kind of beef, but in order to get it soft, I had to put it in the slow cooker for about 4 hours. So, but today I'm going to make it real quick. I'm using flank steak, and I'm going to show you how to put this together, and hopefully it comes out good. And I have some white rice, and we got some broccoli. So tonight is Asian night. So stay tuned. I'll get right back. Okay, so basically the flank steak is going to be, I'm going to dredge it in some cornstarch, which is going to make it nice. It's going to have a crispiness to it. This is the recipe I'm using. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be putting the flank steak. I have a cut up flank steak. I had a nice piece of flank steak, and I cut it up. I sliced it against the grain, and I chopped it up, and I just put some garlic, salt on it. That's it. This is a bag where I am going to be putting in a half of cup or almost a cup of cornstarch. Okay, and what you want to do is make sure that you get all that cornstarch in there. Okay. Some of it's stuck, not my problem. Okay, cornstarch in a bag. Now you're gonna be putting your beef. This is your beef. Let me show you. There goes the beef. Okay, and I cut it as thin, and now I'm gonna coat all these pieces of beef inside. I'm gonna put it in the bag. Oh, you hear that? It's supposed to be a storm coming. So tonight's the night to stay home and I don't know, do something. But anyway, I'm putting the pieces of chicken in here, okay, in a Ziploc bag, and I got about a cup of cornstarch in here, and I'm just gonna shake it around, and I'm gonna coat these pieces of beef. You see that? Okay. And make sure they're evenly coated. Well, it looks like they're evenly coated. Okay. Use a nice Ziploc bag. You don't use those from the 99-cent store, because the beef will fly out and you have beef all over the kitchen floor. So make sure it's a real Ziploc bag. And now I coated all the pieces of beef in here. You see that? Look how they look. You see? And now I'm going to take it out and I'm going to put it into this bowl, and I'm going to leave it to the side because I'm going to make the sauce to cook the Mongolian beef. So stay tuned for that. Okay, folks, so now I got my Mongolian beef all covered up with cornstarch, right? And I'm going to be making my sauce. Now watch how I make my sauce. You won't see any, you got to watch the video. You got to see how I'm doing this. So, right now, I got a bowl like so, right? Let me get a fork. I'm going to get in, I'm putting in brown sugar. I'm putting in about a half a cup of brown sugar, okay? Now the brown sugar is hardened a little bit, so we're just gonna crush it up a bit. Don't worry about it. It's gonna break up. We're gonna be using about a half cup of water. Yeah, let's see, a quarter cup of water, cold water. Okay, quarter cup of water into this mix, and we're gonna break down the sugar. See? I'm going to break down the sugar here. I want to make sure that the sugar is nice and melted into the mixture. Now I'm going to be doing a half a cup of soy sauce. Yeah. Half a cup of soy sauce. Now you guys are watching this, I hope. I'm going to be putting in some ginger. I'm going to put in about, let me see, that's about a half a tablespoon. That's about another half a tablespoon. Okay. Ginger is very good for you. It's anti-inflammatory. It's good for pain in your bones. It's for good stuff for your stomach. I'm telling you, it's good stuff. I'm putting in about 3 tablespoons of garlic. Garlic is also good for you. Your blood pressure. It keeps your friends away. Keeps vampires away. Okay. You watching this? Are you watching this? Now a dash of red pepper flakes. That's it. 1 dash. That's all you want. Okay. You're gonna mix this. Now this is the sauce that you're gonna cook the beef in. Now first you're gonna stir fry the beef, and then you're gonna take it out. Now you want to stir fry the beef. Let me show you. Let me show you. You want to stir fry the beef in batches, because if you overcrowd the pan, what it does, it creates a steam, and then it steams the beef, and it doesn't get it nice and crispy. Is what you're looking for. Okay, so don't overcrowd the pan. Cook it in batches, in single layer batches, and then take it out, put it to the side. Do another batch, take it to the side, and when you do another your batches, 2 or 3 batches, depending how much beef you're using, then you're gonna return everything to the pan, and then you're gonna throw this sauce in, and you're gonna cook everything together, and that's what's gonna make your Mongolian beef. And you're gonna top it off with green onions just to make it look nice. Okay, so stay tuned because I'm gonna show you how to do that. Now I'm using my favorite skillet, which is cast iron, because I like the cast iron because it withholds heat. So make sure that your cast iron, I'm using 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Remember, 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil in my cast iron skillet, and I'm going to stir fry my beef, and then I'm going to put it to the side. I'm going to stir fry my beef in little batches. In a few seconds you're going to see how I do it. Okay, listen to me. You're not listening. So okay, make sure that your oil is nice and hot, because you don't want to put this beef into cold thing. You want this to be nice and hot, so when you throw it in there, you're going to stir fry it real quickly, and it's going to cook real quick, and it's going to you're going to look for a nice crispiness on the edges. In the middle, you're going to cook it for about a minute on each side or less. Just make sure that the edges are nice and crispy, and then the middle is nice and soft of the beef. Now the beef, let me show you what it looks like. The beef pieces that's the average piece. Okay, so they're little pieces, and I'm using flank steak. Okay, you can use flank steak. You can use I don't know. You can use any other. I recommend using flank steak because the recipe calls for flank steak. Okay, so but you can look it up. You can look it up. P.F. Chang Mongolian beef, or just Google Mongolian beef, or just watch this video and you see how I do it. Come on. Okay, so I'm cooking my beef now, and I'm going to show you how it looks. Okay, so I just put it in there, and I am going to cook it from side to side. And I'm using very little oil. I'm using just 3 teaspoons of oil, okay? So let me just show you, bring it down here, okay? So this is what it looks like, okay? So I'm going to cook each side for about a minute, then I'm going to flip it around, and I should have cooked it in a wok, but anyway, it doesn't say to use a wok. I'm going to cook it from side to side, making sure it's cooked. I'm looking for some crispiness on the sides, like you see this one is already browning, okay? So in about a minute or so, I'm going to flip it around and cook the other side. And then I'm going to take this out, put it to the side, and do another batch. So stay tuned. Now you see how this is looking? This is looking nice, okay? I'm cooking them, I'm frying them with a little bit limited oil, okay? Making sure that I brown them on both sides, okay? Now don't overdo it because you got to return this back. So you're going to cook it a second time. So just, there you go. Look at that. So that's about done. Now I'm going to throw another batch in. So folks, I've taken all the beef, I've cooked all the beef, and I put it to the side. It looks like this, okay? Now I'm going to do my sauce. The sauce that I prepared, I'm going to put it into the pan. There you go, like that. There you go. I'm going to bring that to a boil. That sauce, I'm going to bring it to the boil. As you can see, it's starting to boil right now. And it's got all the the pieces of the cornstarch in there, so that's going to help thicken up the sauce. And I'm going to bring this sauce to a boil. When it boils, I'm going to return my beef in there, and then it's going to continue cooking. And there goes my my Mongolian beef. Okay, very simple. And I'm cooking some broccoli with a little bit of soy sauce and a little bit of garlic. And you know, you're gonna probably tell me, oh, that's beef and broccoli. It's not beef and broccoli. It's Mongolian beef, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, this is starting to boil right now, as you can see. And in a few seconds, I'm gonna return the beef in there to continue cooking in this sauce. And I'm gonna make sure that this sauce gets thick. And if it doesn't get thick, you just add some cornstarch into it, thickens up. Okay? But it should be thickening up because this was cooked with cornstarch, right? So you can always add a little bit of cornstarch at a time until it gets thick. And then but this is the sauce that's gonna give it the flavor. So right about now, it's about boiling. And I'm gonna return my chicken, my beef in there, okay? There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. And I'm gonna continue cooking this in there until the sauce gets a little bit thick. And then my Mongolian beef is done, or whatever you want to call it. My broccoli is breaking down. I don't want to get it too cooked. Leave some crunchiness in it. My white rice is done. The Mongolian beef, this you can see it's sizzling, it's boiling here on the sides here, and it's cooking and simmering in there. And a few minutes, oh man, my God, this the flavors, the smell of the ginger, the smell of the garlic, the soy sauce. This is wonderful. So I finished it off with it's simmering in there. The sauce is getting nice and thick. If you can see the sauce getting nice and thick, there you go. And I put some green onions in there to garnish. And there goes your Mongolian beef. And I tell you, it tastes real good. I tasted a little piece. I cheated. Tastes nice. Like again, the sauce is thickening up. And about another second or so, I'm gonna cut it down, serve it, take it to the table, and show you how it's done. Because everything looks great at the table, right? On a Saturday night, it's raining. It's starting to pour out there, folks. I'm looking out my window here, and it's pouring. So, Mongolian beef on a Saturday night. What are you gonna do? Anyway, folks, this is wonderful stuff. Tastes good to me. Hey. So, folks, my Mongolian beef is done, and this is wonderful. And let me see. Let me cover this rice. Mongolian beef is done. It looks great, and it's gonna look better at the table. So come with me. So, folks, Mongolian beef it is. Do I have to give you a summary? You've been with me, okay? So what I did, I used a flank steak. I put it in cornstarch. I stir-fried it in single layers so it wouldn't create that steam and get soft. And I fried it, stir-fried it in 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Put it to the side. I cooked in layers. Actually, I did 2 layers, and then I put everything together. Put the sauce together, the soy sauce, brown sugar, garlic, ginger, and all that other stuff. Watch my video and show you how all the measurements. And then I put it into the pan, let that boil, and return the beef in there. Very simple. And I made some stir-fried broccoli with garlic and a little bit of soy sauce. So let's turn around. And I'm using low sodium soy sauce, so don't attack me. So that's what it looks like. Look at that. Look at that. Yes, it looks like beef and broccoli. You can probably say it's beef and broccoli, but it's called Mongolian beef, okay? And of course, I don't have the broccoli. So you can call it beef and broccoli. You can call it Mongolian beef, whatever you want. The recipe says P.F. Chang's Mongolian beef. So you call it whatever you want. It's beef, so I guess it's beef and broccoli, and I don't know. Anyway, folks, that's what's on the menu for tonight's Saturday. And I see you guys tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow is Sunday, and we skipped a week without chicken wings. Of course, we're coming back to our chicken. So you're gonna say, "Oh, you know, chicken wings." Okay, well, anyway, who hasn't seen the video, go watch it. If you've seen the video, don't watch it. I don't care. You know. Anyway, folks, I will see you. Stay safe. I don't know if you guys are going out tonight. But people go out. Nothing can stop New Yorkers. But if you go out, wear a mask. Cover your hands, wash your hands often. Don't go into clubs where there's like 50,000 people in there. Stay your distance. People start to drink and spit on each other, that stuff. You know how that works. Anyway, folks, I've enjoyed being here with you, cooking with you. I hope you've enjoyed being here, cooking with me, helping me cook this stuff. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And of course, stay safe.